Well, you know what this means. Bean crew is gonna go beaning this afternoon after church. Check the gas on this thing. Ah, it's got plenty. Alright, dog. So I'm back in the yard. I was fixing to switch my planter over to sunflowers, but sounds like I got another 70 acres that's dry. We're just pushing up against the wet ground now. So the last cornfield for sure will be at least a week because it's got a lot of water standing on it yet. But it looks like it'll give us a chance to dry out. So that's what we're gonna do. Alright. So for now, we're just moving stuff up for Skylar. So when he gets back from church, he can go plant beans. The rest of us heathens, we didn't go to church this morning. We're skipping it. I have been for the last 16 years, I guess. Does this thing give you... Oh, that's cute. God, I'm ugly. It's Sunday, May 4th. Currently heading up north. We're going to spray a cornstalk field that's got some volunteer wheat and just some annual grasses coming. A lot of it's just the edges, some of the waterways and stuff. So we're going to spray them with Roundup, just straight Roundup, glyphosate, and get the ground ready for sunflowers. So we're going to be, as soon as we get done with corn or get to a point where it's time to wait, I think I'm going to have to wait a day or two for the last cornfield to come around. So I'm going to spray these corn stalks, and then I'll switch my planter over to sunflowers probably sometime Monday or Tuesday and try to get them planted. And then I'll have to put the corn plates back in and finish corn. But it's not that big of a job, not that big of a deal. So come along with me as we get ready to plant sunflowers. Okay, here's what we're going for. We're spraying. I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not, but there's little patches of volunteer wheat from 2 years ago yet. Some of it is remnants of a cover crop on wheat stubble, and some of this is just straight up prevent plant from last year. It got pretty wet on us up here. Just couldn't get it all planted, so. This has been a no-till, strip-till rotation now for quite a while. Hey, look at that. There's a hawk. What did he just drop? Oh, I thought he dropped it. Interesting. Oh, he still got it. Like a squirrel, maybe? A mouse? I don't know. So anyways, yeah, we're up here. We're spraying real quick. So this can go to sunflowers very soon. A few little mud holes left up here. As you can see across the way, there's mud over there on the neighbors too. So it is what it is up here. There's a lot of natural springs in these little hills, and they just kind of make a mess. But they are what they are. They eventually dry out. You just got to be a little patient with them. That's what we're doing. We're spraying, killing the volunteer wheat and the cover crop from 2 years ago. That really never came up. I've been fighting for 2 years now. You can really see it here. Well, right here is a prime example of a place that I pretty much got stuck. I was able to, thankfully it's quite steep, and I was able to just back down the hill. But it stayed wet, and that was early May. It just stayed wet all year. There's a spring there, but I see it's dry now, so I'm trying to plant it soon. We got the slough, and then across the draw there a little bit. There's quite a bit there, but you can see the mud we got up against the water yet. It's plenty wet. It'll hold a sprayer, but it'll gum up your wheels pretty bad. Well, it'll mostly hold a sprayer. I'm cutting a few ruts. We'll come smooth these out tomorrow or the next day, give it a little more drying time, and it'll be just fine. There's some more of that grass that I'm trying to kill. I think it's, I don't know what it is. Some of it's volunteer wheat, some of it's grass, some of it's a cover crop. It's got all kinds of stuff going on up here. And I should explain that sunflowers, you know, you don't have a lot of herbicide. You don't have a lot of herbicide options for sunflowers, so you need to kind of like start clean, plant clean, and stack up your residuals. So I put a fall residual down in October or November last year, and that'll suppress the broadleafs, but it doesn't do much for grass control, which is why I got a grass problem up here. But hopefully this glyphosate will smoke it, and then we'll be able to come back once the flowers get up a little ways, and we'll stack up the residuals on them, and it'll go pretty good, I think. So I didn't have bad luck with them last year. We started clean and ended pretty clean. The edges get a little dicey, but you can kind of mow them or pull weeds or whatever you got to do to keep the field clean, or as clean as you can. But I'm really hoping I could farm this now this year. I've been working on it. Oh Lord, she is naughty. I've been working pretty hard on shaping it up a little bit more, trying to get it just a little more farmable. So many turn rows. All right, gotta turn around. Goodbye. Well, that should do for now, I think. Got everything cleaned up pretty good. I left a few spots just because this is like a 112 acre field, and I only had enough juice for 100 acres, but it ain't all. It ain't all grassy. Good grief. So this is the actual detour. They've got a state highway closed all summer for construction, and this is the detour for the state highway. So I figured, what better place to have a field of sunflowers up here than right on the detour. Not that I didn't know until like last week that this was a detour. So it's good time, or it's just good luck, good placement, I guess. I don't know. All right, we're gonna head home. We got a few things to do, and then we're gonna jump back on the corn planter and plant more corn. Skylar's getting going with the bean planter. I don't know if you'll be able to see him out there or not. Getting right across it now. Some rocks. More tillage means more rocks. There's only a couple big ones, a lot of little ones out here. Alright, we got about 65 acres of swamp. It's not a fast 65. It'll take forever to get done, but we're gonna give her. Out here planting beans. Sunday, May the 4th. Using my AB curve right now, doing some headlands around the slough. It works decent most of the time. Still use my marker just to double check it, make sure it's staying where it needs to, because sometimes the too sharper curves kind of mess it up. Or like this one, I don't know, it didn't quite record the right line when I started and where I ended, so I had to drive it at first and then I could start the line. But then it's taking me all the way around good. Everything's going pretty good today. Nice and dry out now. It's almost 80 degrees today, and it looks like it's gonna stay all week and maybe longer, so it's gonna be a nice run of weather. Won't really know what to do. It'll be too nice. Get things off to a good start, hopefully though. Got good moisture yet, and good heat now, so see what happens, how fast everything takes off. Some of the first stuff I planted for beans is coming up a little, just coming up, so we'll see what everything else does. I had a row quit planting on me, so I came back to check it out. This is one of the things that happens on these planters. These are just held in by these cotter keys,
I think they're supposed to have the two, but sometimes we just put one big one in there and it does good too. But those break off and then these things just fall. A lot of times they fall down far enough that they like flip over upside down, and you lose your down pressure spring too at the same time. So I have a collar and a spring in the cab with me and a bunch of cotter keys all the time. So it's just something that happens on these, especially no-till, and I think in these rough conditions bouncing around out here through the corn stalks, just breaks these off. No biggie. But then this one got stuck underneath and started riding and just pushed a bunch of dirt up into the seat tube and quit flowing, is how I noticed it. And there you have it. 30 seconds later, I'll be back up and running. Just gonna clean the dirt out of this thing. Make a nice pile. Now back to planting.
Sure is a beautiful Sunday. I finished planting corn, so I'm gonna go home early. The boys are still out here working away, getting it done. Old Dylan on the roller. Probably can't see nothing. All right, I'm going home.
Pretty well caught up to me in the roller already.